Welcome to Student Survival 101, Tips and Tricks to Succeeding. My name is Steph Bennett. I'm a Learning Development Tutor in the Hub. Today's aims. This is an introduction to life at the university, including tips and tricks for studying and looking after your well-being. We will look at the Hub, taking notes, assignment briefs, academic reading, academic writing and well-being. The Hub comprises 6 support services. Learning Development are there for help with academic reading, writing and referencing. Digital Learning are there for help with digital aspects of assignments. The Library are there for locating suitable literature. And there are also study spaces available. Student Advice and Wellbeing are there for help with funding, DSA and mental health. Student Engagement are there for running autonomous projects which reflect the student voice. And finally, Career Readiness are there for employment advice, CV help and LinkedIn support. Taking notes. This might be your first time stepping into a lecture and taking notes. So here are some tips to help you with this process. Be selective. Don't write everything down. Only focus on the lecturer's key points and examples and the things that they emphasise. Use your own words and language. Don't just copy blindly. If you write using your own words and language, you will better understand the content. Try structured formats. Use bullet points or headings. Use boxes or even mind maps. Leave space. Skip lines so you can add in extra details later on. And add visuals. Use diagrams or arrows or highlight specific sections to help the information stick. Check your Blackboard course. There might be lecture PowerPoints on there that you can download and look over again. There might be complementary materials and resources such as videos or handouts. There might be readings for the week of study or readings for the following week of study. There'll be your assignment briefs on there, and maybe even assignment structures for your upcoming submissions. There might be messages from tutors or even discussion board activities. Assignment briefs. What to look out for? Well, firstly, if you need a more thorough exploration of assignment briefs, please head to the video breaking down the brief or come to the session of the same name. When you receive an assignment brief, check the assignment type. Are you being asked to create a portfolio or write an essay or write a report or create a presentation or an academic blog? The assignment type will change the structure that you decide to write in or present in. The weighting. Is the assignment 100%? If so, there is only one assignment for the module. Is it worth 50% or 30% or 70%? This indicates there is another assignment that contributes to the module. Take a look at the task description. What is it instructing you to do? Is it to critically analyse, evaluate, argue? What's the big picture topic it's asked you to explore? And what angle are you looking at that big picture topic from? For example, you might be looking at theories of effective teaching from the angle of a placement you've just been on and your experiences there. Have a look at the module outcomes. These are the expectations of your assessors. And this is how they gauge how you have passed the assignment. So have a look at them, have a read of them and try and decipher them. And if you get stuck deciphering them because the language is a little bit complicated, head to the Learning Development Blackboard, Academic Writing, Academic Language, and this will help you to break down what I call teacher speak. Have a look at the deadline. When is the assignment due? Now make a reminder in your phone of that deadline. And take a look at the rubric. This is how well you have met the module outcomes. This is the grading descriptors. And just like the module outcomes, you might want to decipher what the grading descriptors mean. And if you're ever confused, just sit down with your tutor and have a chat about your assignment brief and what the expectations are. Academic reading. You're going to start with your reading list for almost every assignment that you'll take on here at the university. So head to your blackboard and head to My Reading. Then think about why each text has been included on the list. Filter the most relevant texts for that assignment by using the CRAP test. Is the literature current? Is it relevant for your needs? Who's the author and what authority do they have in the field? Is the information they are presenting accurate? And for what purpose has that piece been written? Is it to entertain or inform or argue or even persuade? For books, if you're going to start your academic reading, check for keywords and phrases in the contents and index to help pinpoint the most suitable pages to read. For journals, read the abstract and the conclusion. This should tell you whether you can use this text. Once you've decided which chapters you're going to read within the books and which journals you're going to read, you might want to skim read to identify more relevant sections and then start your close reading. And that might involve reading and then reading again to gauge what the author is saying. And if you want to extend your reading even further, the authors that you're reading, do they have additional publications? Who are they citing, and can you locate these sources? Documenting your findings. So as you read, you're going to have to be taking notes so that you remember what you've read. Here's an example of a reading table. It's available to download on the Learning Development Blackboard. Down the left-hand side, place your APA reference of the source that you are reading. You can see here a few fake books and journals that I've added at the side, but they are in APA 7th. In the middle column, as you're reading, are there any themes or ideas or arguments or data or quotes that you think that might be quite useful to mention in my assignment? If so, jot down your ideas here. And finally, the far right-hand section. As you start to read, you'll start to see people that agree with one another and people that disagree with one another. Write their names in the right-hand column. This will help you to create a balanced view, both sides of the argument in your assignment. So you'll be looking at maybe the strengths and the limitations, the pros and the cons, the people that support, the people that challenge theories and ideas. Academic writing. Academic writing should be clear, concise and understandable. It should demonstrate unity and cohesion. That means getting to the point and sticking to the point, and the flow from idea to idea, from sentence to sentence. Avoid starting sentences with but, because or and. Avoid contractions like don't. We need to use the full do not. Avoid run-on sentences. If you're writing and it hits 3 lines or runs over, you might need to dip back in and add in some punctuation to break that sentence up. Or you could even streamline it and make it more succinct. Avoid deadwood. Make your writing succinct. Why say it with 20 words if you can say it with 10? Avoid conflicting tenses. Be careful about mixing these up too much. Avoid unclear pronouns. Sometimes we might be tempted to use the pronoun we in assignments. In this assignment, we will look at. However, that's a little bit confusing because who is we? Instead, take a more objective standpoint. This assignment will explore for the purpose of. Avoid slang, colloquialisms or cliches because they're too informal. And your reader might not have English as a first language, so you don't want to be confusing. You want to be understandable. The things that we need to do, we need to take accurate notes and plan sensibly to avoid academic misconduct. We need to aim for clarity in terms of our structure, our academic style and expression. We need to be consistent in any stylistic choices that we make. We need to focus on avoiding mistakes and making our writing sound too informal. We need to edit and proofread work out loud before submitting. And we need to make it easy for the reader to award marks. And this is why correct formatting, accurate referencing, and tidy presentation matters. Part of the process of being logical in the main bodies of your assignments will involve peel paragraphs. Typically, peel paragraphs can range between 200 and 250 words in length, but I'm going to emphasise that this is flexible. They can be shorter and they might be slightly longer. They should feature information from sources that you've read. They should remain objective and balanced. Remember, we're looking at both. Remember that we're looking at those who support and those who challenge. And again, back to that unity and cohesion. Peel paragraphs are really great for this because once you start your peel paragraph, you remain on the same point right the way up to the final sentence. And using peel paragraphs also helps cohesion because you can talk about a separate point in each of the peel paragraphs in your main body, and each of them can flow nicely into one another. Here's how to write a peel paragraph. We start with a point which is a clear and explicit sentence about the topic you're exploring. We move to the evidence. You're going to draw on the literature here, theories or data or even your placement experiences if you go on one. Then you're going to explain what these things mean, how might they be interpreted, why they're significant. And then you're going to wrap everything up with a link sentence at the end, which clearly states how the paragraph links back into your overall argument, original question, or assignment topic. But let's actually have a look at what a peel paragraph looks like. Poverty can have a particularly negative impact on a child's physical development, a clear and explicit point. Now let's move to the evidence. The EEF and Joseph Rowntree Foundation have indicated a strong connection between poverty and poor nutrition, as lower income families may rely on cheaper foods that are high in sodium and sugar. Poor nutrition can slow the production and reproduction of cells, which can lead to stunted growth in children, and that's from the NHS. So there we've got the evidence to back up the point that we're making. Now let's explain what that means, why it's significant, and how it might be interpreted. As a result, a clear link can be drawn between poverty and poor physical development in children, as noted by White and Young. While this does not suggest that all children who come from low socioeconomic backgrounds will be physically weak, it does suggest that they may be more at risk of suffering poor physical development. Now let's move to the final tie-up link sentence. This is something that settings can address by providing opportunities for healthy meals, such as breakfast clubs and free school lunches, and by educating parents on cheap and healthy nutrition choices. This is only 150 words, but it quite thoroughly explores the point, backs it up, explains it, and wraps it up at the end. So this is kind of what we're aiming for when writing our main bodies at university. Let's get talking. Well, as we're online, let's get thinking. Often we skew the idea of what academic writing looks and sounds like. What follows is an example of this, but can you guess what it is? Take 3 minutes and pause the video. And here it is. Pause the video. Did you get it right? It is really confusing. This is not what we want from your academic writing. Remember, clear, concise, understandable. But did you manage to get it? It was Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. So this is not an example we are looking for in academic writing. If you need further support with academic writing, please watch the video, Structure and Style, or attend the session of the same name. Wellbeing. We have a wellbeing toolkit, and on this toolkit there are resilience, mindfulness, self-awareness, physical, relaxation and creative activities. Let's have a look at the wellbeing toolkit. Now, let's do a bit of growth and fixed mindsets. I don't know if you've heard of growth and fixed mindsets before. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities can improve through effort and learning. A fixed mindset assumes talents and intelligence are static and unchangeable. Growth-minded people embrace challenges and see failure as a chance to grow, whilst fixed-minded individuals may avoid risks and fear setbacks. Mindsets shape how we learn. So let's get thinking again. Head to the Wellbeing Toolkit, to self-awareness, and to growth and fixed mindset. I'll leave the link in the description bar below. Take the quiz and have a read of your result. I'll just show you where it is now. Now that you've got your result, here are some important takeaways. If you came out with a fixed mindset, don't worry. Discovering a fixed mindset isn't a flaw. It's a powerful first step. And now you know where your growth begins. Every belief can shift and every skill can improve, and your mindset isn't set in stone. Now you've unlocked the awareness to change. So, use this year as a way to move forwards, onwards and upwards. If you've got a growth mindset, even with this, your journey is not finished. It's not a label, it's actually a habit, and you have to maintain that habit throughout university. True growth means asking, so asking your tutors for advice, learning, stretching, and sometimes even failing. And there will be times at university that you will not achieve, but just use that as a learning curve. Keep challenging your edges because even good mindsets can stall. You're capable of more than you think, especially when you stay curious. And if anything, higher education is about that. It's about being a curious learner. Some tips and tricks then as you move forward. Wellbeing tips. Access student advice and wellbeing. They are the first set of people you'll meet as you come into the hub on the left-hand side. Journal and complete gratitude logs. Celebrate your achievements. Get out for some exercise and fresh air. We've got a lovely campus here. Meditate. Complete mindfulness activities. Use apps and YouTube videos to help you with this. Get into a routine. Once you've got your timetable for the year, make sure you start to plot out your week. So you know when you have to study, and you know when you've got time to work and when you've got time to go and see your friends. Try something new each month. We live in an amazing city, a historical city. There's lots to see and lots to do, so get out there. Take time for yourself. Don't forget your pamper weekends. Treat yourself kindly. If you feel like you're not so great at something right now, it doesn't mean you won't be great at that something in the future. Support others in their journey. Support your friends. Take a whiteboard and place your aspirations on it. Keep looking at that whiteboard to remind yourself of where you're moving. Make mistakes. The only way we can learn is by making the mistakes. Emotional freedom technique is really great. So if you've not tried it, just have a go at it. And then have a think about, what do you actually have control over? Academic tips. You can always book one-to-ones with Learning Development, Digital Learning and the library, and we are all a part of the hub. When you receive feedback from your assignments, deconstruct it. What is the tutor trying to say to you? You can even book in a tutorial with them to go through it. Form a proofreading group before you submit assignments, just to make sure that your assignments flow. Ensure you're proofreading your work out loud, because you can never truly hear the flow without hearing it spoken. Set reminders via your phone calendar. Head to the Learning Development Blackboard for step-by-step guides for academic reading, academic writing and referencing. If you're unsure about how to reference because it might be a new referencing system for you, head to the Academic Integrity Guide. This is on Blackboard. Turn up on time to your lectures and take notes. Plan your assignments and try and do that early enough so you can make a head start. Use peel paragraphs, we've just gone through what they are. Set targets for yourself. Ask questions in class or after class or via discussion boards or even after receiving your feedback. It's all about trial and error. So don't worry if you slip up first time. You can correct it for the next time. Take regular breaks, especially from studying and writing. And if you need more step-by-step guides to academic writing, head to Scribber. And if you need sentence starters because you've started procrastinating, because you can't think about how to begin your sentence, head to Academic Phrase Bank. Moving forward then, get to know your tutors. They are going to be with you throughout your study time. Come to the Hub, have a look at what we've got on offer. We've got some great study spaces. We've got 6 great teams. Get involved in the SU. Get involved in chaplaincy. There's some great events put on by these sets of people. And most importantly, enjoy your year. I know it's a bit scary when you first start university, but honestly, you're going to get so much out of it and you'll be so pleased that you came. And if you have any questions or suggestions, here is my email on the screen. Please feel free to reach out. Thanks for joining me.